What's going on, everybody? My name's Becca. Welcome back to the channel. So welcome back, Cubs. I think I'm gonna change my channel name to Tiny Bear. Just because that's my Steam name, and I think it's fun, and I can just call you guys all Cubs. So I start off in this tutorial by doing, I used the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. I just put it on a beauty blender and just put it all over my face. So today, what I wanted to do is, at first I thought I was just going to do like a sunset, sultry kind of look. I just hit my mic, I'm sorry. But I think I ended up doing more like two very different colored eyes, but they complete the rainbow together. So one side is the warm colors, the reds, the oranges, and the yellows, and then the other side is green, blue, and purple, but the purple kind of overpowers everything. I kind of wish that I had ended up leaving it a little bit lighter, but it's fine. Wow, I really took my time on this intro. Huh. That's a little bit of a problem, I think. So I basically just ended up leaving the primer on. So, you just cover your face with primer. So at this point, I decided that I was going to do my concealer. I don't usually put on foundation, so I do concealer and color corrector and then concealer on top of it, and I also do powdered, like translucent setting. I don't know, I almost said powder again. Translucent powder, you know how it is. So I put it all over my face just to cover up any areas, any dark spots. I have horrible bags today, so I ended up covering up all this and blending it out really nice and smooth. On top of everything, it looked great. I just kept blending and blending until there was nothing else left to blend. And then I think this is where I started doing my color corrector. Right as soon as I was done with this. Yes, so I picked up my color corrector palette. Let me see who that's by while we're at this point. It's by Wet n Wild, and I ended up using the, like, neutral yellow shade, and I just put it over any pimples or dark marks on my face. I have a lot of dark marks on my face, so, this took a second. I just used the back of what's it called, tweezers to do that. That was pretty fun, I guess. So I did that, and then I blended out again, and then concealer on top of that, and then, you just keep going and going. It's like, I don't want to say layers, but that's exactly what it is. It is layers. So yeah, I layered it on. And there you go, adding some more concealer, just to make everything look. So now I decided that I wanted to use some more color correcting. So I ended up using this old e.l.f. color correcting stick that I had, but it's pretty empty, so I used a really tight brush, with really packed bristles. So I packed it on there. It was I think it was technically a primer, and I put that everywhere where I had just put the yellow, and also on my nose, just to cover up some more red and some dark splotches. I also have freckles, so sometimes I accidentally cover those up. But I'm not using any of my fancy brushes. I do have brushes by, I think it's BH Cosmetics. You can hear them now. I think that's what they are. Yeah, it is. They say it on it. So here we go, just buffing everything back out. We don't want anything to have lines or smudges. Everything needs to be clean and smooth. Like, there's no analogy. I was gonna say like a plate, but I don't think that's the best thing. So here I'm using my Fit Me Translucent Setting Powder by Maybelline New York. It is the number 05, which is very fair. It looks kind of really pale on me. Recently I went to Florida and got a tan, so all my usual colors are looking a bit bright, which is okay by me, I prefer it that way. So I was just adding it. I decided that I wanted to do it on my nose and my forehead, just because the hydrating primer was leaving my face looking just a little bit oily. I think later on I ended up using just a tiny bit on my number 1 brush by PH Cosmetics, which is just a pointed powder brush. Here I just used an angled, what is it called? Like an angled powder brush, just to put on some bronzing. Usually I would just use a flat top brush or like a small contour brush, but I decided that I wanted to just add some gentle color to my cheeks, so I used a very light color. I ended up actually contouring in this, which is weird. I don't contour. I also never do my eyebrows, but I did them too. Kind of strange, but you know, I'm just going all out for this video, guys. So at this point, I think I added more light to my room. I know you're probably wondering when I ended up changing clothes. It was between the first and second cut screen. So this is where I decided that my face was looking a little bit too shiny and I wanted to just buff some color. I never did any highlighting in this. It's okay. My eyes ended up being like kind of sparkly as hell anyways. But I just realized that I never highlighted to the gods. So at this point, I had just opened my brand new JCat color palette, and this is where I decided that I wanted to split my eyes into two very different colors. I think I have the colors names. Yeah, I do. They're on the back of the box. So I opened it. My favorite color is this HW22, which is the yellow one at the very bottom. I think it is so pretty. So I got a little bit of, what was it? I got pink on my finger. So I decided that I was going to use the HW22, HW24. I did actually end up using just a little bit of HW17, which is right above the color next on the, oh my gosh, what is the word? Right to the yellow. So the one to the right of the yellow and up is that orange one, and then the dark orange one at the corner. And the kind of like red color you end up seeing is actually HW19. It's kind of like a hot pink, but I don't know why this like blue tint was coming up from my lighting, so it was like, whatever, I'll have to get some like orange lighting to counteract that. So I was doing my best right here just to pack some of that yellow on. For some reason it wasn't staying that well. I do think I ended up doing a little bit of HW18, which was kind of like a gray color. So here I go, just putting on some of the orange. I don't really know why I decided to do that. I think warm colors are truly my favorite, so doing them is pretty easy to me. So I ended up using just a little bit of concealer to do a half cut crease. I used a flat brush. I think this one was Elf? I'm not sure. I think they're Elf brushes. I got them for like all these like little white pink ones. I got them for $1 each, which is a great deal. The BH cosmetic brushes you see, which are the black and rose gold ones. I think that they were $17.99 for a pack, and it also came with a little holding thing, which is where all my brushes are being held. I have my older brushes. I decided to keep some of them, and the other ones I kept for my, oh my gosh, SFX videos, or I tossed them, or I gave some of my stuff to my little sister, who's just now figuring out how to do makeup. She's 12, so I think I only gave her, like, a soft pink lipstick and, like, face primer. But that was, I mean, I don't know, kind of strange. But in, like, a good way. I accidentally put all of my liquid eyeliners right in front of the camera. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liquid eyeliners that are black. I have one blue one, which is called Midnight, and I bought it and I was like, oh, midnight, you know, like night sky, it's gonna be black, right? No, it's a very dark blue. And then I also have some glitter sticks, which you're seeing right here is the NYX Liquid Crystal Body Liner in the color of Crystal Silk. It is kind of like a gold color. Sorry that my lighting is awful in this. I don't know what to do about that. So that's kind of like gold on that eye. And then I ended up finding this little gold powder that I have, and I decided that it would go great with this look. You know, if I just added a little bit on, mattify it, put a little bit on the crease and the cut area, per se, the cut crease area. That's the word I'm looking for. So I took this e.l.f. eyeliner, which is a liquid liner. It is a huge pen. Honestly, I'm surprised. That was my first time using that pen. I don't know where I put it. My first time using that one, and it's huge. I don't know how I managed to do that without messing it all up, but I did, and I find that incredible to me. So I just made a nice thick wing and then carried it. I dropped my eyeliner. That was what that panicked face was. So I went back in, decided to do this teal green, blues, and purples. Again, the teal green was HW9, the blue right next to it is HW10, and the purple I used was HW13 mixed with a little bit of the, again, HW18, which is that kind of gray color, just to darken it a little bit, but the color itself was dark. I probably should have just left it be. So I ended up starting off with blue, but I decided that wasn't what I wanted, that I should start off with my lightest color, which was green. It wasn't really pigmented, which is why I look like I'm kind of annoyed, which I am. I'm a little bit disappointed by this JCat palette. But you know, for I think it was $24. Some of the colors were great. The yellow, I haven't had a yellow, like actual yellow color, like sunflower yellow, which by the way is my favorite color, that worked like that in a while. So that one was good. The orange and the pinks were very pigmented, but like the blues and the I don't know why, it wasn't working. So yeah, I just decided to take some of that purple and I was putting it in the crease and also on the outer half of my eyelid. I was trying to clean up the inside corners. I decided to just take my sponge, which I have no idea where I put that, like it's gone, guys. I decided to clean up some of the areas where the eyeshadow had fallen, so I had to clean up some fallout. Then I put some more stuff on my hand, well I can't think of the name, concealer, and decided to cut the half crease again. I ended up smudging it a little bit, but it was fine because the color was so packed on there that I ended up just rubbing it back in. So for this one, I also used the Crystal Body Liner after I kind of set it with powder. This one is called Crystal Hip, and it's more of a white shimmer, but I still liked it. I was trying my hardest to try to show everything. I ended up accidentally putting that there. I didn't even notice it. So I was trying my hardest to, get everything in the shot and not put my hand in front of it, but it just was not working. I had to. I ended up ruining some of the cut crease, and almost like my natural skin tone was popping out, so I just smudged it back up. I ended up using the HW6, which is a white shimmery palette. So I think I broke my palette right here. I did. That's where I broke it. The top part came off because it was so hard to open that I was like literally struggling this entire video just trying to open my eyeshadow. So I broke it, but oh well. And then I packed some shimmery white onto my eyelid just to make sure that everything was nice and set. Then I used a pinky color. It was HW11, and I also mixed that with HW2 to give me more of a rose gold tone on the more warm colored eye. So here we go, trying to recreate that wing, making sure the tip is pointed. It didn't look exactly the same, which is why I keep making these faces. Basically, if something doesn't look perfect to me, I make a face. So that's what happens. I ended up getting it to look pretty good. They kind of match each other in the end. Sorry, I know my face is kind of tilted so that I'm like looking away and you're only seeing like the warm side of my face, but trust me, y'all, I'm trying. So I ended up taking some of the dark purple, the HW13, and packing that very heavily onto the bottom of my eyes underneath my eyelashes, underneath the eyeliner that I ended up doing. And I do the same with the other side for with a orange mixed with a tiny bit of that like reddish pink color. I just found my beauty blender. So I ended up doing that for both eyes. Just wanted to make sure that everything was looking nice. I ended up putting just a little bit more color on. I figured it couldn't hurt. Everything was looking nice. One eye is obviously a little brighter than the other, which is the color that I used for the white shimmery one. I decided that I wanted to add some black to the inside of my eyes to make them look just a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more sultry. So that's what I did, And then I tight-lined as well as did my waterline. For some reason I'm really good with that eye and I can just keep my eyes open. The other one, I can't help but having to like look away like like that. But I try my hardest to keep looking because if you look away, you might accidentally stab yourself in the eye. So here we go, talking about the sultry look, you know, just a little bit of the black under the eye, just to make everything look dark and kind of sexy. You know how it is. So yeah, then I decided that I was going to try to contour, and this did not go the way I wanted. So I used the fluffy brush that had the powder on it, just to kind of smooth it out. And then I think I did lashes in between clips. So I'll see you in the next clip. So here I just skipped into putting on some eyelashes. Sometimes I have a little trouble, so I was worrying that if I messed it up, that I would just fix it off camera, but it ended up going on without a hitch, so my eyelashes are now on. They are Demi Wispies by Ardell, I think? Yeah, they're Ardell. And then I decided that I was going to do some eyebrows. I think I did most of the eyebrow off camera, and then I just went over it with a little bit of powder just to make sure that nothing moved. I haven't done my eyebrows in such a long time, so the fact that I could even get them to look remotely like sisters, you know, sisters, not twins, was good enough for me. At the very beginning, the inside of each one, it looked like one was sharper than the other, very definitely on the inner corner, but the one that looked sharper in person looked worse, where on camera it looked better. So I wasn't really sure what to do. So the one on the purple was looking great, so I decided just to, you know, add a little bit of darker color to the inside of the warm colors. Tried putting it up, fixing it a little bit. I think I just settled. I also forgot. You're probably wondering why my hair was brighter than my intro, which I just posted. My eyes were a little bit stuck together. I just bleached my hair right before this video. So now we're trying look number 1, which is by NYX. It's the Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in the color Cherry Skies. It's kind of a very dark red. I like it. You know, I love it. The thing about this is, you know, they dry well, and they do matte. They mattify, which is awesome. But the thing is, I kind of wish that matting meant that it wouldn't come off your lips as much. The second look I ended up doing after wiping this off my lips, I ended up doing, I think I forgot blush, I think. I ended up going a little too overboard, had to wipe half it off, fix my cheeks, and then put some powder and buff out the pink. See, I should have just left it like that on both cheeks, but I went a little bit heavier, which was probably the worst decision. In person, it looks a lot worse. I still have this makeup on while I'm recording this voiceover, so I can tell you from, like, personal experience that it was worse. See, that face was me saying, oh god, I look like a whore. So I decided to try to buff it out. It didn't work that well. So I just tried to I tried to keep putting on some of the Fit Me powder just to try to, you know, like, equal it out, take away some of the color, but it just was not working. On camera, it doesn't look that bad. In person, I had rosy ass cheeks. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. So that was me saying it's too much, it's too bright or something. Trying to buff it back out. At this point, the lipstick has mattified, so that looks good. I think I took it off, and while I took it off, I took off my cheeks as well, which was a horrible idea. Cheeks should have come first, because I just ended up getting some of the dark lipstick on my cheeks, which is why I had to add new concealer to my cheeks, add some more powder, and then buff everything out. It was a bad decision. This lipstick comes off really great. You know, it comes off easy, couple wipes. It is not kiss proof, it is not smudge proof. So, you know, if you're gonna go kiss your mans, careful girl. Like, everybody's gonna know. At that point is where I realized I had messed up. I got the pink on my cheek. So I just tried to take away some of the color, dried it off really quick. Just put a little bit of powder on. Was not happy at all. So I kept wiping just a little bit more of the pink off. Then I added some more concealer. I said that it was not going good, that it was looking a little bit rough. So there's the concealer. Could not find my beauty blender to save my life, the one I just found. So I ended up using my green one instead of my new pink one, which is fine. I love that Beauty Blender. It has saved me through so many crises, even though, it's just a makeup crisis. But still, so I just blended them back out. They were looking shiny now, so buffed them out. Just added a teeny tiny bit of pink back to it, which was honestly just fun. This entire video was fun to make. I really enjoy doing this. So at that point, I was like, okay, number 2. So this is Focular. I think that's it. Focal Lure. It's matte lips. This is the color Old Rose. I really like the way this felt going on. It was really soft. It was super smooth. The application was pretty precise. I ended up smudging just a tiny bit, so I fixed it. Oh, sorry, I just hit my mic again. So I think I said this is Old Rose. The thing is when this dries, it looks matte, right? It is kiss-proof, and it is smudge-proof, and it's waterproof. I was like, okay, that sounds great. When I bought these online, I have another one. It's a bit darker. It's more of a purpley color. They were, I think, $10 or $15 each. And what you will see is that my lips stick together. At that point, I had just messed up a little bit of the makeup, decided to correct it. Just put on some more concealer on my lips to make my lips look a little bit better and draw a little bit more attention to them. It looks a little insane. Don't worry, guys. I buff it back out. This is just me adding the color back. I use my, what's it called? Yeah, that Beauty Blender. So at this point, my lips had dried, and you're gonna see what I mean. That. My lips were sticking together. So, I kissed my hand. I didn't think I kissed it hard enough, so I did it again. Nothing came off. But I could not imagine kissing a spouse, because I feel like it would just be gross and sticky and nasty, and I could not get it off. So at this point, I had taken off my lipstick. It took a couple minutes of scrubbing. I decided to do the Suede NYX cream lipstick in the color Alien, which is just black. The supply is really nice. It feels great. Again, it doesn't say if you kiss somebody, they will have black lips, and everybody will be able to tell that you kissed them. Not that I would know from experience, but yeah, don't trust it. I kissed the back of my hand, and it did not stay on my lips. So yeah, I messed up a little bit here, decided just to fix it. I ended up doing a close-up in about 5 seconds, just so you guys could see up closer. I just moved my lighting around so that you guys would be able to see all the colors. But that's about it, little cubs. There is a point where I took down my hair, and it looked like a lion's mane, and I said out loud, I am not a lion, I am Mama Bear, and you guys are my cubs. I knew it wouldn't go in the video, but I decided that it'd be funny to put it in. So here I go, getting it a little bit up close so you can see some of the colors better, and how sparkly my face is. I didn't use anything full coverage, so I know you guys could see some of my blemishes there, but, I don't care. So this is the part where I took my hair down. I was like, wait a second, it might look better with it down. Thinking back, I could have just left it up, because it really, it changed the look, and not in the best way. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure to leave a thumbs up.